On Monday, 13th January, pupils countrywide came back from their holidays and entered their classrooms to start the first term of the 2014 academic year. But while they were still on holiday, government and other stakeholders were reviewing the old curriculum to come up with a new one. And one of the notables in the new curriculum is the introduction of local languages that will be used as a medium of instruction in primary schools from preschool up to grade 4. But while pupils will be seated in these classrooms learning in one of the 7 local languages, parents out there are divided.
Well, it's twofold. You can say it's good, at the same time it can be bad. It is good in that a child will be able to read Nyanja. These days, most of our children don't even know how to read Nyanja.
I think it's not a good idea. They should have started with the same, using English from grade 1 onwards, because the same young ones they're introducing to start using vernacular language from grade 1 for 4 years. It will be somehow difficult for them to start catching up using English.
It's a good thing because many children in our communities, they understand the local language properly than English. So when you subject a child to English just immediately, they won't understand anything. That's when you see that children, they go to school, they don't understand anything, they come back home the way they went to school.
Local languages, it's a welcome move. For me, I think one of the functions of education being that of conserving culture, I think the introduction of our languages in the schools will help us conserve our culture.
In recent years, government has stated that one of the surest ways to ignite social and economic development in the country is through quality education. To ensure that this happens, the Ministry of Education has made several overhauls in the education sector, and this has not gone without arousing conflicting opinions from several stakeholders and members of the public on the changes government has proposed in this sector. One of these is the use of local languages as a medium of instruction in primary schools from preschool to grade 4. The Ministry of Education insists that pupils, especially young ones in lower grades, learn better when instructed and taught in languages that they are familiar with.
We are referring to them as the use of a familiar language. I think you know why we are referring to them as a familiar language, because if you say the mother tongue, that would be difficult to implement. If you talk about a familiar language, we are looking at an area like Lusaka and identify which language is familiar to the children. It is Chinyanja, right?
Monday, January 13th, the official opening day for government schools. A TV2 news crew visited some primary schools just to check on how this pronouncement is being effected.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Muchinyanja 1 kamba kuti vingati.
During that lesson, this reporter observed that these grade 2 pupils at Jacaranda Primary School found it a little challenging to grasp instruction from their teacher in Chinyanja. However, as the adage goes, not every pupil can grasp information at the same rate. The introduction of local languages as a medium of instruction from preschool to grade 4 means government has to translate all the relevant textbooks into all the 7 major local languages, which are Chinyanja, Ichiwemba, Ichitonga, Tsilozi, Lunda, Kaonde, and Luvale. Teachers working in areas where any one of these languages is used need these translated tools to effectively roll out this ambitious program. But government has for now only managed to translate books for grade 1 and preschool. This means that teachers taking grade 2 to 4 classes will have to go ahead without translated material. And the Basic Education Teachers Union of Zambia, BETUZ, told TV2 News in an interview that tasks such as this one are challenging and require utmost cooperation from all concerned stakeholders. Union Secretary General Geoffrey Simuntala says the teacher union has fully welcomed this move, adding that they are confident that government will successfully roll out this program.
We are yet to see, because in every program you need to monitor and to do a bit of evaluation. So when we do that, I think we'll be able to indicate whether the new curriculum is on course and is being adhered to nicely or not.
Meanwhile, former Zambia National Education Coalition ZANEC chairperson Hilary Chipango says government should be very conscious as it carries out this project. He said that this is because in the event that it fails, it can disturb the lower education system.
These are some of the things that there is need to be very, very cautious in the manner this thing is done so that it does not flop. Because once it flops, then it will not, will actually miss the opportunity.
But Permanent Secretary in charge of primary education, Chishimbankosha, says the delay to have the books translated does not in any way spell failure.
The delay is because we are not ready, but you know, the procurement processes take long.
And before settling for this change, the Ministry of Education carried out a pilot project in 5 primary schools in all the major districts, and this proved successful. Other countries in the region such as Botswana, Tanzania, and South Africa have successfully implemented this program. Masauso, Makwayaya, TV2 News, Lusaka.